Hi and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn and I am joined by my wife, Margaret Quinn.
And I am still lovely, for those of you who are wondering. I noticed you neglected to say that.
Neglected?
Chose.
Just kidding, my lovely wife, Margaret Quinn.
Hello, everyone.
Have a fun show today. It is something that was brought by a regular customer, fan of the show. I don't really like to say, I don't know if people want to be named necessarily, but let's just say congrats to this fellow for recently passing, I don't know, it's like, I think it was like the medical equivalent of the bar exam. I don't know what that would be, your board, I don't know, whatever. Okay. He's basically a doctor now, so that's cool.
Well done.
And a relative of his has a brew pub in Yardley, Pennsylvania called Vault Brewing, and he had talked to the guy and procured a couple bottles to have at the store and open for everyone here, and I figured why not do a show as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's Vault Brewing out of, like I said, Pennsylvania, Eastern Pennsylvania, and it's two beers here, a Russian Imperial Stout, I think a little bit of barrel age on this one, and then IPA using Australian hops.
Cool.
One cool thing, so I guess, I think you did a little research on the brewery itself,
yeah.
So why don't you start there?
Sure. Well, Vault Brewing seems like a really interesting place. It's in Yardley, Pennsylvania. It's been open for a little over a year now. They're actually located in an old building that was built in 1889, and it is a bank. It's an old bank. And the original vault of the bank is now being used as a beer conditioning cellar. So, you know, it sounds like they have quite a bit of history in the location, and it also seems as though they're kind of really capitalizing on this history and sort of making the beer, you know, part of the history of the building and stuff. They mentioned, you know, they don't just want to be sort of like a sports bar brew pub type place, that they kind of want to have this speakeasy type feel to it, hence, you know, the vault, sort of the secrecy. And you can even see, I think, on the labels of the bottle here, it looks very, well, old-fashioned.
Well, they're supposed to be. I know a little bit about this. These labels are supposed to be old banknotes.
Well, that makes total sense then. So yeah, I really kind of dig the way that this brewery is really sort of like owning their history and, you know, really kind of making it their brand. So yeah, it seems like a cool place.
Yeah. So this is, I think we should probably start with their, I'm just really digging these hand numbered bottles, only 180 bottles of this Aussie series, Aussie Double IPA. It's 9.9% alcohol, and it has a lot of information on here, 99 IBUs, and it's hopped with Victoria's Secret, Galaxy, and Ella hops. So yeah, it says drink fresh. I have kept this thing cold since we've gotten it, so hopefully that will keep it tasting somewhat fresh.
Victoria's Secret hops, huh? I've never heard of that. I mean,
it's funny. Well, there is Victoria. Yeah. So we'll give this guy
sounds sexy.
A taste. Yeah. Sexy beer. All right. Nice looking beer.
Yeah,
a little
it is.
Cloudy, but a nice orangish yellow beer with a big, like, fluffy head on it as well. Mine's sticking around for a little while.
I smell a lot of, you know, I get a lot of the citrusy notes that you would, you know, expect to find in a hoppy beer.
Like almost like I'm getting like a tropical flower thing too. Like, like a green tropical flower. I don't know. Smells like very kind of rainforesty to me.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever been in a rainforest.
Yeah,
but.
you know, I think I'm getting a lot more sweetness now too. I don't know if that's just my mind playing tricks on me now that you're mentioning it, but I was gonna say like a really sweet fruit, maybe like a mango.
Yeah, something like that.
Pineapple.
Yeah,
pineapple.
Like,
that's what I'm getting. Fresh pineapple.
And that to me is trade or classic Galaxy. I get pine and pineapple, almost like the greens on a pineapple, something like that. And I'm definitely getting that here.
Yeah, it smells really good. Actually, yeah,
really
the more and more I think about this pineapple thing, the more it's in my head.
Yeah, a really nice piece of fresh pineapple with some greens on there. Not collard greens, but some sort of like fresh, lush green.
Yes.
And kind of like a pungent, tropical, exotic flower sitting on top there too.
That's quite a picture you painted.
With my mind's eye.
In my mind. I get like that sweetness as well, I think on the taste. You know, I definitely get like sort of like a, you know, sweet fruit against pineapple taste as well. The hops are a big player too. I mean, and there is a significant amount of bitterness in this.
But it's a nice, for being 99 IBU, there's a lot of malt here as well to balance it off. There's a lot of sweetness and a lot of bitterness. It doesn't have that aspiriny, or sometimes to me when I get those like really like woody, bitter notes, I don't like it as much as you. You're more into that kind of thing. This is a much more, I think, subtle and kind of late onset and slow onset bitterness, which I like. It just kind of slowly builds rather than kind of stabbing you in the tongue right off the bat.
Right. It's almost got like a tanginess to it too, I think, that comes in towards the end of the sip, you know, like a tangy, fruity flavor.
Yeah. It's like in those movies, you ever seen someone who like, the bad guy like stabs the bad guy and then like slowly like whispers sweet nothings to him as he sets his dying body down?
Yes.
That's what this beer does to you.
Interesting. That's another beautiful picture you just painted in your mind, with your mind's eye.
With my mind's eye.
Yes. I really like this beer. I think it's nice. I think it's well balanced. I think I would really enjoy, you know, sitting down and having a couple of these.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, I think, like 93.
Yeah, I'll go 93 as well. 10% alcohol, really good. It also rewards you for actually thinking about it a little bit, like taking a couple smells, really thinking about what you're drinking. I could see this almost being a little bit overlooked at first, being like, this isn't as hoppy as Zombie Dust. Next, you know, something like that. But the hops that are in there are really, really nice. I mean, who knows? Maybe it does jump out at you at the glass, you know, the day you get it at the brewery. But it's holding up very well.
Yeah.
And
really nice.
yeah, I mean, it's
just over a month old now, right?
Yeah, it's a month old. So that's still good. I mean, that's still pretty darn good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, so the next one is the Russian Imperial Stout, their first anniversary release, just from a couple months ago here. 8.8%. So the Russian Imperial, their Bourbon Barrel Russian Imperial Stout is a full 1.1% lower in alcohol than their double IPA, which is kind of funny.
That is funny.
Get my little bitey guy sit here. He likes to sit and chomp on bottles.
It's ridiculous.
He does.
Bitey guy.
Yeah,
What's his name now?
Some sort of
He's like
bull.
Yeah.
He's a bull.
Definitely a bull.
Yeah.
Take this back.
Yeah. So aged, barrel aged for 3 months. Usually people like to keep their beers in barrels longer, but I've heard recently from a brewer, the brewer from Against the Grain Brewing, who's got a very, very popular smoked Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels, that they, Bo and Luke, is only aged for 3 months. I was like, really? I would think that would be a year or you know, 9 months or something like that. And he said they found, and they've heard from outside sources at bigger breweries, that there really is diminishing returns after that, that they've found. So from that moment on, which was just a few days ago actually, I've said, you know what, I'm not going to necessarily poo-poo right off the bat Russian Imperial Stouts that have only had, you know, 90 days barrel time.
Right.
So let's see.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Why, thank you. Again, this beer I think looks very nice in the glass. You know, kind of a nice creamy, light tan head on it, and it's a very dark brown beer. I mean, you know,
as you hold it up, you can just kind of see the underside of the suds here, sticking around for a little bit. A nice kind of like a light brown sugar colored head. A lot of coffee.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of coffee. I do get, you know, vanilla.
A lot of coffee and vanilla.
Yeah. I mean, it smells great. I'm excited about this beer. I mean, I think I'm really digging this brewery a lot.
Yeah.
I guess I should taste the beer first.
Some molasses in there as well, like brown sugar, molasses.
Yeah, and like a little bit of smokiness, like roastiness from the coffee.
Yeah.
That coffee type smell.
Yeah, I think at first you get coffee. Now the more I smell it, I'm getting vanilla and molasses in there. Very nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. This reminds me a lot of Russian Imperial Stouts that I had maybe 10 years ago before they got almost like outrageously big at times. It's much more drinkable.
Yes.
This is one where I feel like two people really could split a bottle of this.
Absolutely.
Where this Dark Lord, I think you need like 4 people to
Right.
drink a bottle this size of Dark Lord.
Yeah.
So I like that it's drinkable. I get a lot of the same flavors in the aroma as I am on the palate. In addition to like a nice ashy note as well.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with all of that. I think this is a much more approachable Russian Imperial Stout than what we may, kind of think of nowadays as almost like that tarry, thick, viscous beer that we drink. But yeah, I think it's nice, and I do kind of get like a subtle fruitiness in it too, which I think adds to the complexity. Again, sort of makes it a little more drinkable. Kind of cuts through some of that thick Russian Imperial Stout type.
And I like that dusty, ashy finish to it as well. There's certainly some fruit, but it's not like necessarily like plums and figs or something like that. It's a little bit brighter
I agree.
fruit,
Totally.
almost like apricot or something like that. Just hints of
like
it.
A cherry or like a fresh cherry. I think this is a really lovely beer.
Cherry, cherry. Very, lovely beer is nice, is well put. I would agree. I think it's nice. I think it's somewhat subtle, complex, and really again kind of rewards a deeper dive into it, while at the same time just being quaffable as well for someone who just wants a nice Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Well done. I think it's certainly a worthy first anniversary beer.
Absolutely.
And I like that it's just not 15% for 15% alcohol sake. So
Right.
I will say this. I think I'm pretty confident that you and I will be much more interested in swinging by Yardley next time we're back east.
Yeah, exactly. A reason to go by Yardley next time we're visiting family in Pennsylvania.
Oh wow!
Sure.
I mean, this easily met and probably exceeded my expectations. Thank you guys from Vault Brewing. Guys, if you're out there, check them out. Judging from these 2 beers, definitely worthy.
Yeah,
So, cheers to those guys, and thank you again to the to Doc for bringing them by. Until then, guys, why don't we? Which one do you want?
I'll have some more Russian Imperial Stout.
Okay.
So
we didn't rate this one.
That's true. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep it easy. I really enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed the IPA. So I'm gonna say 93 on this as well.
I think I might have even liked this one a little more. I think I'm gonna go 94.
I was thinking that too. God, we're like, it's a mind meld here. Yeah.
This is nice though.
All right. Well, I think we've got some really delicious beer to drink.
And hopefully you do too. Cheers. Guys.